What's going on, guys? It's Kev here. Um, just watching a lot of stuff that's going on in Minneapolis. And it's not just Minneapolis. I mean, yes, that's where I shot and killed that woman. It's disgusting. And not to mention that several children have been injured at the protest in Minneapolis and across this country, tear gassed, had to be taken to the hospital, and then one was an infant that got tear gassed over fucking Donald Trump. Over that goddamn piece of shit in the White House. I'm going to say this right now. Did you really know that that child not only got doused by tear gas and loses vision for a moment, 2 minutes? But the child also stopped breathing, and they had to. I guess they had to do the heart jumper things. I don't know what you call it. I don't know, but now Donald Trump's DOJ is wanting to come after not just the governor of Minnesota, but for the mayor of Minneapolis. This man is a 84-time convicted felon. And it will never, ever, ever just sit right with me that he's the president of our country. Just had to take a moment to reprieve myself from what I just said, because it's the truth. And it's a sad, harsh reality of what's going on. And what I fear is going to get only worse after, before and after the midterms, and only worse until 2028. And it may get worse after 2028. We got to stop him and JD Vance. I mean, they've got to be the law, LE, law enforcement, has to step in. We need to put the Democrats in control of the House and the Senate, and you're going to have to impeach not just Trump. You got to impeach the whole entire fucking Trump cabinet. You got to impeach the whole damn thing. The whole Trump cabinet has to be impeached. And I know. You said this. You did this. Impeach Trump last time. And how did it work? Oh, But none of this was going on last time. All of these kidnappings of adults and some minors, actually. Boy, that's really, really Epstein kind of like stuff, right? Wouldn't you say? It's just not Trump actually doing it himself. It's him having other people going out there doing it for him, which is a crime. If you look it up in the law, it is a crime. Now I want to say something. I've looked at the video of Renee Good's murder. Looked at it several times. Got an even better look at it on MS Now. Just a few minutes ago. Donald Trump said that she tried to run his officer over, an ICE agent over. The ICE agent was standing to the left of the car. Clearly got out of the way. Maybe grazed his knee a little bit. But here's the thing. He fired one shot. Hit her in the head. Then, after she's no longer a threat, guess what he does? He shoots her again, a second time. By that time, she's already out of it. Probably out of it from the first gunshot wound to the head. Was there really a need to pull the trigger the first time? No. You look at the video, look at it good. I got bifocal, so I can see it good. Yeah. Yep. Can see it real good, actually. The vehicle barely even grazed the knee. Probably didn't even graze the knee, probably just grazed the pants of the ICE agent. But he shot her once. Shot her. Mind you not, they were on the left side of the vehicle, which is the driver's side in the United States of America. For those of you that live overseas across the pond, I know for y'all, it would be the passenger side, the driver's side. For us, the driver's side is on the left side. Okay? That is where the officer was at. As Donald J. Trump says that she tried to run his ICE agent officer over, if you look at the video and you don't look at it behind your head or with your eyes closed like Donald J. Trump does, you can see it's just as plain as day. The officers on the left, the two officers are on the left. The one that they're talking about the most, he's on the left too. And he's barely even grazed. I know. Well, all you got to do is just come towards them. Guess what? She was turning right. Look at the video yourself. She was turning right. Therefore, was Donald Trump telling the truth? No. Another lie. But here's the MAGA supporters. here they are. Well, she had no business being there blocking the road to start with. What if she was just turning around? You don't know that. You MAGAs base everything on assumptions. Because that's where your hypocrisy has always checked in at. You know, not only has Trump, and I say he's been doing this since before, way before his first election, he just wasn't given as much media time and stuff, but I'm sure fake news, which is Fox News, was giving him quite a few interviews because they probably loved him back in the 90s and the early 2000s when his narcissism was, the 90s, the narcissism was just getting started. It was starting to malignate itself. And as he's aged, the malignant narcissism has gotten worse, and yet the son of a bitch wants to talk about someone with autism spectrum disorder today. How about that for a change? The son of a bitch don't even know autism spectrum disorder. Okay? I do. The son of a bitch, if he can't even tell what his malignant narcissism is, how in the fuck can he tell what in the fuck autism spectrum disorder is? He has no clue, none whatsoever, no ability to comprehend what it is actually. Or maybe he does, but he doesn't have no empathy or sympathy for it. Now we know that. But maybe he just does know what autism spectrum disorder is, but due to his malignant narcissism, he just doesn't care. He has no remorse or nothing. Diagnose yourself, Donald Trump, before you go diagnosing other people's kids, you stupid fuck. Oh, kids, adults allowing their children to take Tylenol is so much causing autism spectrum disorder. You are the biggest, stupidest fuckface that has ever walked the planet Earth. Tied with Hitler and Netanyahu and Putin. And now, I'm going to go ahead and add the one who gave the Nobel Peace Prize to him, Moderna. Not the pharmaceutical company, but the new so-called president of Venezuela. She's a piece of shit too. First of all, I don't see any way that the Democrats really, they're going to have to keep a close eye on that ICE officer, because what I saw on MS Now is totally different than the shit that I've been hearing on CNN and all the other Trump awarded television networks. Trump-controlled media, that is. MS Now, I guess they're controlled media too, but they don't really care about. They don't care what you think about them. Just like me. Hello, I'm a Donald Trump hater. Raise my hand. Have I ever voted in the Republican Party before? I have. I will not lie. I have. But this is not the Republican Party no more, guys. It's not. He's turned this into a nightmare. He has made me make a full-time permanent decision to never, ever in my life, as long as my heart beats, ever cast my vote for a Republican. It doesn't matter presidency. Doesn't matter House, Senate, whatever. Even in the state of North, even in my own state, it just will not happen. It won't. It'll never happen ever again. Because that party that we once knew as the Republican Party is the mega party. Take that for what it's worth. Independent voters. This is up to y'all. What do you see up there in Minnesota? Did she have, use your head. Did she have a chance to get away? They told her to get out of the car. She didn't have to get out of the car. They're not. ICE is not to capture American citizens. That's not their job. That's outside their boundaries. It is. And it's outside of idiots' boundaries. But he goes outside his boundaries no matter what. So he could care less at the point in time. As a matter of fact, just like he did with his last VP, Mike Pence, I got news for J.D. Vance. Wait till election time in 2027 or 2028, election 2028. Wait till then, and if he loses, it's going to be all J.D. Vance's fault. And his whole cabinet's fault, everybody's fault but Donald Trump's. And you better watch out for him trying to start a world war that can keep him in power, regardless of what Congress says. You need to watch out for that. Congress, do not let this man start World War III. He must be stopped. And when he is out of office, he must be arrested. Has to be. That sentence that he's got in New York right now, being with him, an 84-time felon, he's been convicted already. The sentencing was postponed because if he was running for president. No president can pardon themselves. He cannot pardon those charges against him when he is out. That just cannot happen. He's going to try to, but it can't happen. He knows where he's going when he gets out. And him going to jail, that is how we get rid of Donald Trump. I do not encourage violence against him. No. Let the courts handle it. They've already convicted him. And they don't have no choice but to give him a sentence. They don't have no choice because he can't pardon himself. Cannot do it. I don't care what any mega tells you. Well, he can pardon himself, you know. He's the president of the United States. No, he cannot. Look up in the Constitution. He cannot. Oh. Oh, no. He cannot pardon himself. And the orange fake caked in makeup to make himself look probably a couple of years older, actually. Also, I forgot to mention this, and I should have. Did you guys know that based on the MS Now video, she was alive after that first shot? Now, just because she was alive, she was breathing, probably doesn't mean she was conscious. Because she was shot in the head, she wasn't conscious. So as she continues to pull away unconscious as she's getting ready to smash into the other car, he fires another shot, then another shot, and then a final shot. You tell me, ain't that cold-blooded murder? Tell me. How is it not? Democrats in Congress, you got to keep an eye on this ICE officer. Because if you win the election of 2026 and you get this cabinet impeached and this president, and then I don't know. I don't know if it's best to impeach him in 2026 or 2027 or just wait it out. And then as he's walking out of the White House, NYPD and the New York City DA can be sitting right there waiting for him. They should be. I mean, he's a convicted felon, and his term would be up. And the only reason the court said was the only reason why they couldn't convict him, why they couldn't go ahead and carry out his sentence is because he was running for presidency. They wanted to have leniency on him. They could have went ahead and they actually could have went ahead and went on with the sentencing. I bet they wish they did now, but this entire cabinet, they've got to be we can think about the impeachment, or we can just think about it at the polls. I know I kept ranting earlier about impeach him and stuff, but that sometimes don't do good in the next election. So, but with him, it may not matter. So they may could get away with it. It's risky to impeach him, but he's got to go to jail. I mean, to prison. There's no other way around that. He can hire the highest profile lawyer that's ever walked. He's got to go. He's got to go to prison. And anybody that tries to get involved on his stuff, whether it may be, I would definitely look into his cabinet, see if they've dealt with him in the past. Their bank records, get their bank records, see what's going on. Because this DOJ is not. You're not going to get, if you had a DOJ that is independent, not MAGA, not Democrat, but independent. I think it wouldn't be quite as bad. But under this piece of shit, what's his name? Johnson? He's the worst person you could ever appoint to lead the DOJ. But when you give somebody this much power, they appoint people that barely have, or probably don't even have, a bachelor's degree or a law degree. And you're supposed to have a law degree to be in Congress. You've actually supposed to have been a lawyer or a judge or something before you can even do anything in Congress, supposedly. But now with the Trump cabinet, I don't trust them not one bit. He could have went and recruited some of them off the street for all I know, and for all we know. But here's the thing. When you go vote, do what's best for the country. I can't tell you who to vote for. That's none of my business. I'm just saying, I will never vote Republican again. And I'm sorry if YouTube decides they want to take my video down, because I'm saying I'm not voting Republican ever again. I will not ever vote for another Republican in my life. Okay? Got that clear, YouTube? Sorry, not sorry. I will not ever vote for another Republican. And that's all because of Donald Trump. Because that party don't exist no more. I really didn't like that party to begin with. They just, now I just hate them. Maybe he is what it takes to get you know, after 2 terms of him, maybe he is what it takes to get the Democrats off their ass, get them roused up, and show that damn hand, fight, 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 like he did. You know? That wasn't a good thing that happened that day. I mean, I don't support any violence. I condone it. That wasn't a good thing that happened that day. But I've got to put some of the blame of this on that judge for not going ahead and sentencing him. Why did she bluff? Or why did that judge bluff? You can't bluff at it. When somebody does something wrong, do we get bluffed at? No, we get the book thrown at us. Oh, it's just because he was running for president. He gets a kind of sort of deferred prosecution, but it's not probation, and it's not supervised or intense probation or parole or nothing like that. It's just a postponed sentencing. And by that time, there's no telling how many other more crimes that he is going to be committed that will not be charged with. Everything this orange buffoon is doing right now as president is vicious. He's on a murderous rampage. And he himself continues knowingly, but not caring, with his malignant narcissism, what he's causing to this country right now. The protest, the violence that should not happen at these protests. Flashbangs being thrown at people. It's disgusting. It is disgusting. An 84-time criminal, felon, is walking the streets of the United States of America. How many other 84-time convicted felons would be walking the streets of America? Not one. Well, actually, maybe, yeah, maybe. As long as they're in the Trump cabinet, they probably would. But we have to vote this man out of office in 2028. We have to vote him out. Now, don't go up there and do something stupid. Just wait until voting day. Or let Congress handle it. Let Congress handle it, or let us handle it at the ballot box. It's that simple. Just don't go up there and do something stupid that'll mess your life up for the rest of your life, because he's not worth it. He is a worthless piece of shit. That's what he's worth. He's worthless. And does he ever really work? Did Donald Trump ever work for any of those towers that he's got? No. He inherited all that. The bastard ain't never had to work a day in his fucking life. And he's not even working now because he's got a bunch of teleprompters telling him what to say. He's got a bunch of MAGA supporters up there telling him how and what to do. And you add that on with his malignant narcissism, most of the time those kind of people tell you, don't you tell me what to do. But at the same time, they realize that they've got to have a certain amount of calm, because they're in so much power and they're raking in so much money. That is called manipulation. And he says, in his first term, I don't need the money. I don't need the money. I can run the country. I don't need the money. You don't need the money because your rich ass dad and your rich ass mom worked it for you. And Fred Trump didn't get what all he got from nothing. He too was a malignant narcissist. In fact, I encourage you to go subscribe to Mary Trump Media. That's Donald Trump's niece, by his other brother that was estranged. Her dad and her they got estranged from the rest of the Trump family. So, and she'll tell you the reason why and what happened. Let me just tell you this right here. Trump got it all. He got everything. And her dad didn't get nothing. And Trump's response to that was, well, it was because her dad was an alcoholic. Man, I'd rather 10 times deal with an alcoholic than a fucking malignant narcissist. And I don't believe him there. There's nothing that this man says, no other thing that he says that I believe. If he was to tell me that the sun is going to shine tomorrow, I probably wouldn't even believe that. Or if he was to tell me actually that it's nighttime outside right now, I'd have to look out the front door just to make sure. At 1:12 a.m., I would literally have to walk out my front door just to make sure it's night. Because he is that habitual, malignant narcissism and irresponsible, grandiose, self-centered, entitled, worthless, no remorse, no shame, no care at all. Worthless piece of shit. Now the question is, where do we go from here? It's simple. You go to the ballot box in the midterms. You go to the ballot box in 2028. And then you make sure that he is prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law, because he's no different to pull time in prison than anybody else that's committed a felony, especially has committed that many and has been convicted. What makes him any different? Because he's got money? No. There's a lot of people out here that's got a lot of money that's locked up. Money didn't get them out. Maybe it's because they don't have fame or something. I don't know. But Donald Trump, is he really famous? Here's what he's famous at. Licking the horse's ass. That's what he's famous at. All right, guys. I hope soon that justice is pulled and served by the state of Minnesota and the city of Minneapolis for Renee Good. Justice for Renee Good. That's what the title of this video is going to be. Justice for Renee Good. All right, peace out, guys. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button, guys and girls. Hit the like and subscribe button. Peace out.